Hi, kind of for the second part of this video, I just actually wanted to kind of take a trip out here and kind of show you what kind of state it's in right now. Now, I did write multiple emails to the town asking for permission to be out here, and after a few weeks they said I could come out here and do some videos and show you the place. I remember at one point there was a section right where that white was. It must have fallen down. Still a beautiful building. Another section smokestack. And I can see up there 1909. When I was out here a couple years ago, cut my worst case of poison ivy I have ever had. It was covering my legs and oozy, and it was just horrible. So we're gonna keep an extra close eye on suspicious plants. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I can zoom in on the video, but there's a deer right in front of me. There he goes. Bye-bye. I believe at the top, I think I made out what that says. I think it says rolled flour mill right up there at the top. So here's kind of the retaining wall I was mentioning earlier. Now, one time the water came right up to this. And it appears at one time there was a fire too. There seems to be a lot of burnt beams and wood throughout here. I just found this Coke bottle. I'd say it dates from the 70s. You can tell by the painted on lettering as opposed to an embossed bottle. Just kind of wanted to give you a close-up of this really tall smokestack. And if you look below right here, I'd imagine that's burned coal or whatever they used for the heat or whatever process they used. I imagine it might be coal dust. Kind of through the beauty of this really long pole I made, and I'm glad I did. We're gonna try to get a peek up and through this window. Now the audio, once I extend the pole, might be absolutely horrible, so just kind of bear with me. Now way up on the roof up there, there's bits and pieces of the roof falling down. And they didn't use shingles. Well, parts of it probably used shingles, but what it used was, and you're finding all kinds of bits of it down here, is the slate right here. And you see some of it has holes in them, probably for the attachment of them. No. Looks like someone tried to repair the building now. I don't think that's going to quite cut it. There's kind of some more evidence of fire. Looks there's like a stack of old dollies right there. And also a question to you local viewers. If you know, in fact, there was a fire here and when there was a fire here, Please leave it in the comments below. I'd like to learn more about that. Now, as I was saying before in the previous video, I don't know if the camera can make those out, but piles of salt are still in there, used for tanning of the leather. See one right there. Kind of the first thing I wanted to show you here was this brick. And what this brick says on it is Woodland X. And Woodland X was a manufacturer from around 1880 to 1960 of fire bricks. So what that means is these would line chimneys, wood stoves, any place that would radiate heat. As kind of an added protection. So that's kind of a little neat tidbit of information thought I'd share with you. Now the reason I'm kind of doing these videos, ever since I was little, I've always had a love for history and exploring. You know, I find a lot of beauty in structures like this, and I think it's important to share them, not only for the memory, you know, probably for the hundreds of men and women who worked in this building and depended on it to raise their families, but also to kind of have a video record of the place, because it's pretty much uncertain what its future holds. And to me it's important to document these places as a reminder of what once was, you know, a different time period and a different era. Now, I didn't grow up in, you know, the Boscawen Pennacook area. I grew up in a little town near here called Bow. And later I moved to Concord, then to Pennacook. But I've grown to love the different historic parts of Concord, Pennacook, Boscawen. I like the peace that, you know, the woods, abandoned buildings hold. Now, I don't know if that's the case because I'm extremely introverted. So I just figured I could explain myself a little bit of why I do these things. And as I always tell other people, either you get it or you don't. Now, some people might view this as an old crumbling building, you know, junk, let's get rid of it. But I kind of view it as a memory of families, the people, and to me it's a great disservice when you let something like this fall into such disrepair. Now, there's various reasons for that, and I'm not arguing one way or the other. And all the hard work of the labor they've done, the manufacturing they've done, and also to the remembrance of the builders of this, to the bricklayers, to the carpenters, to all the probably many man hours that it put into making this building right here. Kind of all I want to say about that. I just want to kind of do a little introduction of myself and why I do it, and you know, why I love this. Look how the mill is just totally covered by all those trees. You wouldn't even know it was there. Well, except for that. Absolutely beautiful.